Welcome, Andy.
Thank you.
So what inspired you to put your name forward as a candidate in this election?
Well, I recently retired in December of last year, and I still felt like I had something to give the community and give back. So I've been thinking about it for the last probably several months. And I think with my leadership skill, my strategic planning initiatives that I've done in the past, and my heart for this community, I just thought I'd be a really good candidate. So really, that's my motivation.
Great. So maybe you can describe a little bit more your experience that's going to assist you in being an effective elected representative.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a different world than the one I came from. So a little bit about my background. I grew up in a different community in Ontario. Actually, I came here at 19, met a girl, basically applied for the police service here. There was an ad in the paper. I was actually waiting to be for the OPP to hire me, Ontario Provincial Police. I was hired, and I've totally enjoyed my 40-year career. So I spent 40 years in policing. Through that time in policing, I received my Master's of Education or Master's of Arts while I was going through my policing career, and a graduate certificate in coaching, which I think is extremely important for the role that I'm seeking. Is really it's all about asking the right questions in a lot of cases in governance. So a lot of experience in governance, in planning, and generally though a great love for the city. I've been involved in business in the city. My wife started a small business here and moved it to a different building, and so part of commercial property ownership. I'd actually started a business in my early career in policing. I ended up selling it, and the person that bought that business actually raised his family with that business. So I've got some experience in business as well. So generally that and my overall passion for this city is really the reason why that I've applied and why I think I'm suited for this role.
Excellent. So what do you believe are the important issues facing our region?
Well, I think there's a few that are obviously on the agenda right now. I think one is the recreational master plan. So I think that's around the whole issue of what does our recreational facilities in Medicine Hat look like over the next 30 years. And there's some talk of multi-sheets of ice versus the local sheets, the swimming pools. And I think it actually could be more. I think we could be looking at community golf courses and how they could fit into our recreational plan. And are we getting enough out of those facilities as well to make our community vibrant in the area of recreation? So very interested in that. That's one piece. Very interested in the whole Invest Medicine Hat and where that's going. I know it's a hot topic right now. It's controversial. I don't know enough of the details, but I'd really like to look into those details and see where Invest Medicine Hat should go, where it's best positioned, and give the whole thing, a fresh look. So I think there are two big issues. We've got the pandemic that's going on and how that's affecting our community. Obviously, it's a provincial health issue to some degree, but it's also a community issue. It's an issue about people in the community, how they behave, how they get along with each other. So it's a massive issue. And I think nobody, when they were elected, saw the pandemic coming. So it's being able to change and adjust. And I think that's a big key to the future.
Excellent. So how do you believe your election platform will benefit and improve the lives of our constituents here?
Well, that's a good one. I think so. My platform is really around City Hall being open for business, being open to yes, we can have a positive culture. And I know there's some work being done in this area, some good work around the digital front-facing environment for the city. So I think City Hall can continue to work at being a yes, we can culture. And I think it is a culture. And I think in my previous life, I think we had a very positive culture, and I would like to actually transfer some of that experience over to City Hall and see the same, yes, we can, and serving people. And I guess it's that servant mentality. So my background obviously comes from civil service mostly. And I think it's extremely important that we realize that council, although we're governance, we're still here completely to serve the community. We're the conduit to what happens at City Hall and effective governance.
Great. So what strategies and specific policies would you suggest for the pillars that we addressed through the Chamber's Vote Prosperity platform? So those include innovation and a competitive strategy, infrastructure development, image and branding, workforce development, and business and financial supports.
I'm really glad that's all on the screen. So I talked a little bit about the innovation piece already and the competitive strategy. City Hall being innovative, being more accessible through technology and technological platform. I think it's really important. Continuing, I think of downtown and I think of how vibrant it's became, in my mind anyway, over the last couple of years, and how I think that business added to more business just creates an energy. And I think you can see that when you walk the streets in the evening here compared to what we saw 5 years ago. So I think that whole infrastructure development, I know there's the downtown waterfront plan. I don't know if I think it's been rolled out as an idea. I think there's some good parts to that idea. I'm not so sure all of it is good, but I think the whole idea of trying to get more business downtown is a really good thing. So supporting that. And I think from a council perspective, it's not getting in the way of businesses trying to do business. I think sometimes there's this image, whether it's right or wrong, perceived or not, is that we're standing in the way, or City Hall sometimes is standing in the way of competitive business. So I'd like to be a part of changing that mentality, whether it be real or perceived, and being part of the Yes We Can. Business and financial support, the piece that you mentioned, I think I've kind of wrapped some of that up in business. Support business, stay out of the way of business, don't overregulate business, and let them thrive.
Great. So Andy, in conclusion, do you have any additional comments, thoughts, or ideas that you'd like to share with the voting public?
Well, yeah, I think one thing I do want to say is I'm self-funded in my campaign. I think it's really important that municipal candidates do fund themselves or not take money from business, and that way, I think you can have a clear slate and do everything for the right reasons. And so I'm going to stand on an integrity. I'm going to tell the truth always. And I'm going to do the right thing for the community first. What's best for the overall community, not what's best for certain interest groups. What's best for the community. So I'm here to serve the community in a different capacity than what I'm used to, and tremendously excited about the possibility of a kind of a whole new chapter in service.
Excellent. Thank you for your time today.
All right. Thanks for having me.